Well, France is holding local elections this weekend and next, and the outcome could be seen as a litmus test for next year's presidential poll. Voters are choosing mayors and councillors. Here in Paris, two-time incumbent mayor Anne Hidalgo chose not to seek a third term. Special attention also on other big cities like Lyon and Marseille, but important races are also being held in much smaller towns and villages. In total, there are some 35,000 constituencies, and nearly 90% of them are small and rural, where the races revolve around local issues, but they could nonetheless reveal trends or shifting dynamics. Now, voting began at 8 a.m. local time. Our reporter Antonia Kerrigan joins us from a polling station in Paris's 8th district, and we can speak to her now. Hello to you, Antonia. This is the last major vote before next year's presidential election. What's at stake?
Well, of course, as you said, this won't be a perfect poll of voter behaviour going into the presidentials. 60% of voters will be voting on local, not national issues. However, what it is it's an invaluable opportunity for political parties to bolster their visibility and also increase their local footprint across the country. Bear in mind, of course, that mayoral seats and councillor positions are in many ways the training academy for politicians going up through the system, and mayors and councillors also make up votes in senatorial elections, and that's not to be discounted either. The other thing we'll be looking out for, of course, is between rounds 1 and round 2, how do political parties behave vis-a-vis each other? Will the forces for instance, a fractured left choose to work together going into the second round? And will the cordon sanitaire, historic cordon sanitaire between the right and the far right, remain intact in the second round? All of this could massively alter the political landscape going into those 2027 presidential polls.
Yeah, and Antonio, there have been a couple of changes to the voting system, at least in France's 3 largest cities. Can you take us through what's new?
Yes, so after the new Paris-Lyon-Marseille law voted last summer, the 3 largest cities will be voting differently from before. And we've seen it in the building behind me. Voters enter the polling station, they take one envelope, they go into the voting booth and they come back out and they do the whole thing again. The first time they're voting for their district or their arrondissement councillors, and the second time they're voting to elect the mayor of the city itself. This is explained to them on arrival. We wondered if there might be some confusion, but apparently in the building behind me, it's all going well. The real question is, though, will this affect how you vote? If you have 2 opportunities to vote, is there a chance that you'll vote one more on personal grounds and one more on political grounds? Bearing in mind, of course, that in these 3 big cities, the races have been heavily mediatised, and you've got some very colourful characters running. Of course, all will become a little bit clearer this evening with the first round of results.
All right, Antonia, thank you very much. Antonia Kerrigan reporting.